So what's interesting about TRVL is that we are holding support at this daily level. It's holding us, and we still have support lower down. So we have a fresh untouched daily level lower down. And what I drew out yesterday was this area of confluence at the lows is a trend line from these two pivots, and also a back trend line of these pivots. And so somewhere on Saturday or Friday or Sunday, somewhere there, if we lose support and if we go down, then that will be a really great place to buy, because that would also be this daily level here. You'll have a kind of a little bit of a confluence of trend lines. Yeah. And I think there is a golden pocket as well. I don't know. Did I do it correctly? I'm just trying to see. Potentially, yes. We are in the golden pocket right now, I think. Hold on, I just want to check something. A regular chart. Let me see what it looks like on a regular chart. No, it looks different. Right. Not the golden pocket, the 786. Okay. So we're into the golden pocket now. We had a little bit of reaction. We kind of overshot it. We came back up. We're still in the golden pocket. Effectively, what we need to happen now is we need the price to just kind of flatten out here or bottom out here and get back above the golden pocket to go up. But if we can't hold support here, there's obviously this daily level here, but lower down you've got this 786, you've got this daily level, and you have confluence of these two higher time frame trend lines. I think that's a really strong area of support. Okay. And then do we have any volume area levels as well? Let me have a look. Well, we're kind of underneath the point of control right now. Yeah. So, I mean, technically that's not bullish. Yeah. We need to go up. We need to flip the point of control back into support. So in a sense, you could argue we've lost it. Yeah. I'm not saying we have, but it looks like we've found a little bit of resistance of the point of control. You see that? Okay. That's also this weekly level. We're kind of trying to figure out what's going on with the price. I think it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I have no idea. But I do think it's possible that if Bitcoin has some kind of pullback, which scares the rest of the market, then this is a good place to pick up the price at about 4.2, 4.3. Obviously, a lot of people are thinking the lower the better. But we don't want to lose these trend lines either. So you have to bear that in mind. So these trend lines will bring us in at about 4.3. And the 786 is about 4.01. 4.1. And then you've got this daily level at 4.2 cents. So you've got quite a large, like a wide range of confluence here. Somewhere between 4.1 and 4.3. Okay. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying that if that was to happen, that would be a pretty good place to buy. And maybe we'll get a really kind of massive reaction out of that area, because that's really a good place. The other thing to bear in mind, obviously, is that if you go down, we have to get back up. And so every level that you lose, you have to flip it right back into support. Okay. And so I'd like to see, if we do go down like this, I'd like to see quite a snap reaction. I'd like to see the price take us to a higher high there. You see, technically that would be a lower low on the daily time frame, because we've already put in a low. That was the higher low, that was the lower low. If we go down here, That's our lower high. We'd be putting in a lower low. So technically, we'd be changing the market structure to bearish here if we put in a lower low here. But how amazing would it be to change the market structure to bearish in this drop, in a drop like this, and then for the bulls to take the price all the way back up and to put in a higher high at about 5.8 cents. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I'm at the moment thinking would be strong. And then all the bulls would have to do then, after they did that, would be to put in some kind of higher low and then buy it right back up to take out that high. And then we're back in an uptrend, the daily uptrend. Okay. And that's kind of what I'm contemplating. If we go down, that's kind of a good place to do it. By the end of this week, that's going to be for the beginning of the new month. Okay. So I'm just keeping an eye on this. I don't know if this is going to happen. But it would work. It would work in my mind. I don't know if we impulse away or we still correcting as well. That's the other thing. So in my mind, I've got this idea that we could be forming some kind of higher time frame A, B, C, D, E correction. But who knows? Like, what happens if we suddenly impulse out of here? We have some crazy buy up, and within a space of a week or two, the price is trading right back above 12 or 13 cents. Like, no one knows if what's going to happen, but that would act as some kind of confirmation. And that's, it might be too late for a lot of people to enter if that happens. But you know, that's why you have to dollar cost average in and you have to scale in, because you just don't know when this is going to bottom out. Excuse me. That would be the best case scenario, would be for the price to come down here. That would be correction over maybe the A, B, C, D, E idea is A, B, C, D, E. It could be like that. You could be some kind of falling wedge type triangle. Yeah, that's also possible. And so rather than having this extended A, B, C, D, E, which is kind of what I initially imagined, maybe something like that. Maybe actually we're forming it now and we just have the last leg down to go. And then what you'd want to see is a new 5-wave impulse. It begins with impulse number 1. Okay. So we have to see that first impulse. And if we get an impulse up to there, up to about 8.8 or 9 cents, I think that would be a good place for the price to correct. I would like to see an impulse then from here, from about 5.1 all the way straight through to about 9 cents. If I see that, then you look for a correction, then you're looking for another impulse, a correction, another impulse, and maybe then actually we could be in our wave 3. That all will coincide with Bitcoin, I think. Yeah. That was some market dump on Doge. Wipe out those 100x log. SHIB making a move. So this is a TRVL. Potentially, actually, just looking at it now, maybe this is some sort of A, B, C, D, E coming down. Let me just kind of investigate this a little bit better. Just going to hide this data. It's not a usual falling wedge. Like that. Yeah, there's something going on here. Maybe it's that one. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's there. See, there's quite a strong area of confluence here in terms of the way these trend lines are lining up. And I think the safe, like if people are like thinking to themselves, well, I want to be safe, I want to be sure, I'm not sure if the price goes down there, I don't like catching a falling knife, that's fine. You don't have to really, because there's an easy entry here. If you see the price react in this area, and then you see a swing failure of this low here, it'd be a lower low, but that would be your entry. Yeah. So effectively what you're looking for potentially is some kind of sell-off and then a swing failure, like an immediate buyback. Yeah. And as soon as the price kind of comes up past that swing failure level, that's your entry, that's your long. And technically this pivot that's put in here is your invalidation. That's technically the trade. Okay, if that was to happen, and if it coincides with Bitcoin bottoming and everything else bottoming, then that could be a really amazing entry. And then maybe if enough people buy at the same time, or then we could get some kind of crazy impulsive reaction out of this area, kind of similar to that area there. And really you want that impulse to take you to 9 cents straight away. You want the wave 1, because this next wave will be the biggest wave. It's the wave 3. So we do want wave 1 to take us into 9 cents. We have to clear the liquidity from that higher time frame liquidity area. We have a monthly level and a daily level. And I'm not saying it's going to go there in a straight line, because you've got weekly levels in between. And so that will determine how I evaluate this move, because I'd want to see an impulsive move and I want to see 5 waves, and this would be the wave 3, right? Because I've already mapped out wave 1. See that? I've already mapped that out. That's your wave 1 here. And so technically, as long as you don't come underneath the start point, it's back to what I was saying about Elliott waves earlier. That's your start point there. As long as the price doesn't come down to 3.1.5, then this whole corrective wave could be our wave 2. Yeah. And then we're looking for a wave 3. Okay. The wave 3 should be the most impulsive, because that's the one that everyone is anticipating. You know, people see the price move, they're looking to buy the pullback, they're waiting for the correction to be over. And then as soon as the impulse begins, that's when you start getting a lot of people buy, and that puts upward pressure. As soon as the correction is over, guess what? Buyers and sellers are buying. Yeah, that's what happens when you get correction over. Both bulls and bears are buying. So yeah, we should get an impulsive move. If this whole thing was wave 1 to here, and this is some kind of falling triangle, some kind of falling wedge, whatever, A, B, C, D, E, down into my area of interest. Yeah, that's coming to the 786 of this first wave. And then what I can do is then I would possibly be thinking of doing some kind of trend-based fib thereabouts. You see already it says the 618 is coming at 9 cents. So that would be a strong resistance in the first instance of this potentially a first impulsive wave up to 9 cents. And then we have to correct again, wave 2 correction. Wave 2 can be zigzag, or it can be flat, it can be whatever. And maybe it's like a flat correction here above the value area high. Then you'd be looking for wave 3. That would be the next impulsive wave, possibly up to, don't know, 17.5, who knows? That would be amazing. For some kind of correction, another correction. Could be a zigzag. Back to 12 cents, who knows? For another wave, okay? Now, no one can predict how this is going to behave or how impulsive this is going to be. No one can predict that. But I think if we find ourselves in a situation where we do take out this high on the weekly time frame, then the next logical step for the price would be a higher low on the weekly time frame. And then if you take out the same high, then you've literally changed weekly market structure. And if we do form this kind of behavior, then, you know, it'd look really bullish, because also it looks like some kind of higher time frame inverse head and shoulders pattern. There's a lot of this could be really explosive if we do get this kind of price action, right? So let's see how this goes. I think possibly we have one more dip. I don't want it to happen, but you know, if it does, then be ready. Sometime at the end of this week or the weekend. All right, that's TRVL. Any questions there? Shiba. Tim, you like Shiba? We talked about this before. Look.